So Trump Organization Chief Financial Officer Alan Weisselberg may have just made one of the worst exculpatory claims, a claim trying to get himself out of trouble, that I ever heard as a prosecutor. Let's talk about that. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So, as a former career prosecutor, I have heard from guilty folk all manner of excuses and equivocations and desperate attempts to extract themselves from being criminally implicated. But I think Alan Weisselberg may just take the cake. There was a part of a deposition given by Weisselberg, the chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, and it was quoted in a news article by the New York Daily News. This is a story that's sort of flown under the radar screen. But here is how the New York Daily News reported it out today. Headline: Alan Weisselberg, self-professed stickler, CFO, at center of Trump criminal probe, says he leaves legal side of money flow to others. Here's how that article reads in part. Alan Weisselberg, CFO of the Trump Organization, claims he steers clear of the legal side of the money flow. In previously unreported deposition documents obtained by the Daily News, Weisselberg, who has micromanaged the Trump Organization's finances for decades, shrugged off interest in or knowledge of the legalities of Trump's till, saying, quote, "Nah, that's not my thing," close quote. But here's my favorite line from the whole article. He, Weisselberg, admitted asking in a 2005 email if Trump Organization executives plan to, quote, just set up a fictitious office in Illinois, Delaware, as they dealt with an issue. But he said his inquiry centered exclusively on cost, not propriety, not, legality. So folks, the chief financial officer is trying to remove himself from the criminal consequences of the money flow that he is in charge of. He's not concerned with the legality of the Trump Organization setting up, as he puts it in his email, fictitious offices in Illinois and Delaware. He was just concerned with the cost. Can we talk about co-conspirator liability for just 1 minute? When you're a member of a conspiracy, and let's just hypothetically say the Trump Organization is a criminal conspiracy, a criminal organization, a criminal enterprise, and hypothetically, let's say Alan Weisselberg is a member. You are criminally responsible for every single crime committed by every single other member of the conspiracy, whether you participate in the crime or not. Frankly, even whether you know about the crime committed by other co-conspirators or not. As long as those crimes are a reasonably foreseeable consequence of the conspiracy you joined in, well, then in for a criminal penny, in for a criminal pound, or in Weisselberg's case, in for a criminal dollar. And it seems to me that crimes are reasonably foreseeable when you're actually writing about them in your own emails, discussing where the Trump Organization might be setting up fictitious businesses because, Weisselberg will be in charge of the money. even though that wasn't his thing, the legality or the criminality of that stuff. You know, in a very real sense, that's like a guy saying, hey, look, I just fired the gun. I'm not responsible for where the bullet lands. At this rate, it sure looks like justice is going to come for Alan Weisselberg. And justice matters. As always, folks, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.